Storm Tracker Doppler Radar, sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, your local weather with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Well, happy Sunday. We certainly put the sun in Sunday today as we had lots of sunshine across the Arklamis, especially later on in the day. Started off with a few of those clouds, but take a look at Tower Cam right now. Only seeing a few high clouds outside. It's been very, very sunny and very, very warm once again, too. Temperatures have been in the 80s through the course of the day. Currently here in the Twin Cities, sitting at 86 degrees. Notice our dew point is in the upper 60s. So, yeah, that moisture is slowly increasing across the Arklamis, making it a little bit more, that much more uncomfortable for us. As far as temperatures go, though, we're seeing cooler temperatures along the Mississippi River once again, too. In the lower 80s, we're seeing middle to even some upper 80s the further west you go. Camden was sitting at 88 degrees earlier. Now they've dropped down to 86. But notice, dew point of minus 35. Well, that's an error here. That sensor is not picking it up. But generally, everybody else is on the 60-degree dew point level. So that's a measure of moisture in the air. And when you combine that, the moisture and the air temperature, that's what gives you your heat index. So notice, again, with yesterday, not seeing too much of a difference with our heat index, as we don't have at least terribly hot conditions to really elevate that. But our live storm tracker Doppler radar not showing anything either, as high pressure still remains in control of our weather. So I know that I was just talking about the heat index here. So how does it work? So again, it's the heat and humidity in the air combination that determines what our heat index is. So usually when we have lower moisture values in the air, well, our bodies can actually evaporate sweat easier, and that's why it's not as uncomfortable or even dangerous depending on how hot it gets. But when you crank up that humidity, a lot of what we see here in the Arklamis, well, that high temperature and high humidity combination makes it so our bodies just cannot cool off. So this is something that we'll be keeping a track on as we head more into summer here, and we'll be seeing it sticking into next week as well, as high pressure still remains at least temporarily in control of our weather. We'll have clouds returning overnight once again. So kind of almost a carbon copy of what we saw Saturday happening again for today and even for into our Monday to start off with. Notice this boundary off towards our north. Well, it's been hanging out for a little while, and it will eventually move towards our south here as we head into Tuesday. And what that will do is bring a low chance for showers and storms as that front moves through. Now, notice Future Tracker not showing a lot, as, well, we might not see that much. So I would expect to see a little bit more than this as it moves through, mainly during the later parts of Tuesday and into early Wednesday. So there is good news, though. After this round comes in for Friday, we'll have two systems coming through, and we'll see a lot of below average temperatures returning by the time we get to the weekend, which for us at least means that, well, it'll be much more pleasant outside. So for tonight, dropping down to about 65 degrees. Again, those clouds will be returning later, topping out in the upper 80s once again for our Monday, and starting off with those clouds, but those will eventually mix out. And then again, quick look at the 7-day forecast shows those two systems that we have to look forward to. Tuesday and Friday, not tracking severe chances, but highs returning to the 70s by the weekend. More news on the way. You're watching NBC 10 News at 5.